Not too long ago, Donald Trump waged war with ABC News, and they folded like a cheap Mar-a-Lago lawn chair on a civil lawsuit and paid the mob boss's extortion fee, and it set an awful precedent. And today, Trump threatened the network that may be number one on his hit list, but their reaction was very different, and I have all the details coming up next. For context, check out this clip from Trump's tour today of the so-called Alligator Alcatraz. A reporter sets up the idea of the Trump administration going after CNN, and watch as Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, jumps the line to answer, and then Trump impulsively interrupts her to blurt out his own implausible scenario that he's been obsessing over.
CNN yesterday pushed an app that lets you track where ICE agents are. Tom Homan was saying that perhaps CNN should be prosecuted for that. That's obstruction of law enforcement. Your response?
Yeah, we're working with the Department of Justice to see if we can prosecute them for that, because what they're doing is actively encouraging people to avoid law enforcement activities, operations, and we're going to actually go after them and prosecute them with the partnership of PAM if we can, because what they're doing we believe is illegal.
And they may be prosecuted also for having given false reports on the attack in Iran.
Yes.
They were given totally false reports. It was totally obliterated, and our people have to be celebrated, not come home and say, what do you mean we didn't hit the target? We hit the target first.
Did you hear that? The reporter said CNN pushed an app as if they were promoting something like a fragrance. But that would not only be unprofessional, but it would look stupid and crass, right? In just a minute, I will share CNN's reply to the Trump threat. But first, here's the report on the app described as being pushed by CNN.
The Trump administration steps up ICE raids and mass deportations. One tech developer is pushing back with an app designed to track ICE activity in real time. It's called Ice Block, and it's controversial to say the least.
Yeah, John, I talked with Joshua Aaron, who is the longtime tech worker who developed this platform, and he said he really wants it to be an early warning system for people about the location of Immigrations and Customs Enforcement officers. So he says he does not want people interfering with those officers' activity, but he does want people to be able to avoid them altogether if they want. So you open the app, it looks like a map, and users can tap the map to report an ICE sighting in their area, and then everybody who uses the platform within 5 miles of that sighting will get a push alert. This is a free iPhone app. It is anonymous. Aaron says he doesn't collect any user data. And what I think is really interesting about this in this moment is we've seen so many of the biggest leaders in tech supporting President Trump, but Aaron is sort of an example of the fact that there are people within the tech industry who are really resistant to Trump's policies. I asked him what he would say to those tech leaders who, for example, were at the inauguration. Here's what he told me. Take a listen.
I understand that you have shareholders to report to. I understand that you have employees that need their paychecks. But at what point do you say enough is enough?
And John, I should say that ICE did not respond when I asked them about this platform and about Aaron's opposition to their activity.
Now you've seen the CNN report, and you've seen Trump and Noem threatening to weaponize the DOJ against them. So are they ready to write a big check like ABC News did? Nope. Today, CNN stands for cannot kneel. Yes, I know the K gets in the way, so let's ignore that and continue. Mediaite reported, CNN fires back at Trump prosecution threat. There's nothing illegal about reporting. CNN fired back at President Donald Trump on Tuesday for threatening to prosecute the network over its reporting of a new ICE tracking app. The day before, CNN ran a segment about the creation of Ice Block, an app used to track the movements of Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents in the area. At the time of the reporting, there were more than 20,000 users on the app, with a large portion of the users in Los Angeles. Hours after that report, Trump border czar Tom Homan called for the Justice Department to investigate CNN for pushing the app. He also called the segment disgusting. The CNN report on the app made clear that it was controversial. Donald Trump is once again trying to turn the DOJ into his vengeance squad, but this time his intimidation tactic fell flat. After successfully extorting ABC News, he now has CNN in his crosshairs, but unlike ABC, CNN isn't flinching. They're standing their ground and defending the First Amendment as they should. They reminded the country and Trump that reporting isn't a crime and journalism is part of the Fourth Estate, a powerful and necessary check on government power, made even more necessary considering the unprecedented rogue power brought forth by Donald Trump. I am not always a fan of CNN and their contrived and bloated debate panels, and I'm still bitter about their contribution to the rise of Trump back in 2015 by giving his every idiotic word more attention than the other 16 Republican candidates combined. But on this day, I very much appreciate their effort in fighting the good fight for free speech.